Apple's next special event is coming up so soon. In fact, it's happening in under a week. On September 12th at 1 p.m. Eastern, the company will be having a keynote event where it will share the details of its next launch product. And unless you've been living under a rock, you'll know that this is most likely the launch event for the next iPhone. This year, we're expecting to see the iPhone 15, the iPhone 15 Pro, and its different sizes and models, as well as maybe an Apple Watch Series 9 and perhaps an Apple Watch Ultra 2. Could Apple also be showing more features of the Apple Vision Pro headset? Or maybe it has new AirPods or different devices to show us. Could this be the year Apple finally shows us the car it's supposedly working on? Based on all the leaks, rumors, and reports out there, here's what we expect to see next week at Apple's Wonderlust event. First up, the iPhone 15. Now, the non-Pro models are expected this year to get the dynamic island that debuted last year on the iPhone 14 Pro. As a refresher, this does away with that notch design that's been haunting iPhones for years. You'll finally get rid of it, sort of, even though honestly, the aesthetic difference isn't huge, but you'll actually get the software benefits that come with the dynamic island as well. That's really pretty much it that we expect from the iPhone 15 line. I mean, we're also expecting to see an iPhone 15 and an iPhone 15 Plus model. We're gonna get, the standard screens that we've seen from the years past. No 120 Hz refresh rate expected this year, at least on the base models of the iPhone 15. But one change that appears to be coming to not just iPhone 15, but also the iPhone 15 Pro series is USB-C charging. I've only been asking for this one charger rules them all situation for years, and finally it seems like we might get there. This might mean you can finally use your MacBook charger to charge your iPhone, and if your friends are on Android, you'll probably be able to use their chargers as well. No more lugging around an iOS-specific charger. Of course, that's just a rumor. It's quite likely that this is happening though, given that the EU has regulations in place that mandate every device be chargeable via USB-C starting in 2024. But what else is coming to the iPhone 15 Pro? Honestly, doesn't seem like much. I mean, noted Apple leaker Mark Gurman over at Bloomberg has stated that he's expecting the iPhone 15 Pro's design to be a little bit different. We're getting thinner bezels. Apple might be using a titanium material to build the devices, so they will be somewhat between 10 to 15% lighter. Whether that's significantly different, we'll not know until we hold these things for ourselves, but given how hefty some of the existing Pro models feel, this could be a welcome change. One of the more noteworthy reported changes coming to the iPhone Pro line is the possibility of periscope lenses built into the rear camera array. So this might enable proper optical zoom, which would mean those photos that you take of deer far off in the distance in the national park will finally look not like a grainy mess. Of course, that's all in addition to the standard processor upgrades, better battery efficiency probably, so while those are slightly bland updates to expect, they're pretty much par for the course. One more thing, by the way, there have been some rumors flying around suggesting that Apple might be working on an iPhone Ultra. That doesn't appear to be happening this year, if at all. We're not expecting to see it at next week's event. In keeping with the theme of USB-C taking over everything, we're expecting to see new AirPods or AirPod charging cases that charge via that cable. It's not probably going to be whole new headphones, but just a new charging case option, so you can use, again, one charger for everything. Now moving on, in years past, we've always seen this September Apple event also be the launch pad for new Apple Watches, and this year, we're expecting more of the same. We're due for the Watch Series 9 and potentially a Watch Ultra 2. Not much is known yet about what might be new or significant about these two devices. We're again expecting an incremental upgrade year over year. So the Apple Watch Series 9 is expected to come in the same two sizes like it did before. And honestly, the rumors seem a bit torn over whether we'll see the Watch Ultra 2 at all. In fact, the only real upgrades appear to be the possibility of new colors and faster processors. Maybe that'll bring about some better battery performance as well. Here's what might be happening though. Gurman reports that Apple is actually secretly working on overhauling the Apple Watch to launch a Watch X or Watch 10 model next year, which is why the Series 9 might be a bit of a quiet year in anticipation of that. What that does mean for us is probably that next week won't really impress us so much on the Apple Watch front. As is usually the case with every Apple September event, we're also likely to see the full public release of the next versions of iOS, watchOS, macOS, and more. So this year should be the public release of iOS 17, watchOS 10, macOS Sonoma, iPadOS, and more. That's just me giving you some time to start deleting photos and videos on your phone because you'll want to upgrade to the next version of iOS 17. It will bring along better typing, better autocorrect probably, some good voice dictation features, as well as new contact posters, new mental health features, and more. We already have full coverage of the iOS 17 beta up on Engadget.com, so head on over there to check out what you can expect out of iOS 17 when it drops to the public next week. In the meantime, what else is Apple expected to show next week? Really not that much else. We're kind of in a quiet year because of Apple's Vision Pro announcement at WWDC earlier this year. It won't be a surprising year for Apple, but this just gives its competitors a chance to shine. We've got companies like Google showing up in October with the Pixel 8. We've got Microsoft with a hardware event slated to happen in New York City on September 21st. And Amazon also has something planned for September 20th out of its new headquarters in Virginia. So breathe for me, because I won't be able to. But you can support us by going to Engadget.com or subscribing to the Engadget YouTube channel for all the events that are coming very soon. Until next time, let's hope that Apple tickles your wanderlust.